To another edition of Nigeria Decides 2019, a program that is exclusively designed to prepare you and everyone that's of voting age come 2019 to a time when Nigerians will be choosing, in, you know, choosing their leaders, choosing people from the local ward to House of Assembly, to House of Rep, Senate, and the presidency. I mean, most of you will know that there was an issue on which election should come first. Is it the presidential one or so? But I think finally now the INEC has now settled for the presidency will come first, and then the subsequent election will follow. Now, again, we are too happy to be the pilot, to be the guiding our viewers, our listeners to give you information. And that's why we see this program as informative and also educative, to let you know, to guide you, to support you. We are non-partisan. This is a program that is not representing anybody, and our opinion is opinion of Heritage TV. And before I go to my co-host tonight, I also want to use this opportunity to congratulate Nigerians, because this is a democracy day, they say, 29th of May.
Yeah.
And incidentally, Jerry, it's just a day before my first son is turned. He was born 30th of May. Okay. He's going to be 44 tomorrow.
Wow.
So, son,
congratulations, son.
Yes, I want to wish you happy birthday in advance, and I'll be wishing you happy birthday again on Bent Television tomorrow. I can promise you. It's been a wonderful year. It's
nice present.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know. I don't think I can afford to buy. I would. I really. Oh, okay. Well, when we get there. So, without further ado, let me introduce my co-host, Jerry Crentsil.
Jerry Crentsil.
Yeah, Crentsil. And you know him. He's one of the pundits we have in Heritage TV. He's been in the business for a long time. Let's start, Jerry, about Democracy Day. What was Democracy Day? How far have we benefited? How far have the people of Nigeria benefited from Democracy Day? And what is Democracy Day is all about?
Well, I think it is a day set aside by the Nigerian government to celebrate the governance of the people in a democratic form. However, looking critically at our political society, our political terrain, are we really democratic? Are we practicing the spirit of democracy? Are we holding our elected officials, right, to what we have mandated them to do? In the process, is the government actually educating the people? Because when you're talking of Democracy Day, as far as I'm concerned, it's the art of the government using its apparatus to educate the people about what democracy stands for. And I'm not sure the people in Nigeria are actually getting it.
Jerry, you'll be amazed, and I can tell you this for free. And like I said in my introduction, that I'm so happy, and I'm getting more happier. Not yet happiest, you know, but because more and more of our people, even ordinary people, are becoming
aware?
Political. You know, they are now saying, I have a reason why I don't want to vote a particular party or a particular candidate, and that's exactly how it works here.
Right.
In America, an average American will tell the reason why he doesn't want to vote, he doesn't want to return
a particular candidate,
right, or a particular party. And you understand that, you see, that kind of electorate awareness is what has been lacking the last 50-something years.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're now getting to a point, because when I watch other political programs on either the local television back home, you know, when I see the audience saying, yes, it is true, I voted a political A or a political C or whatever, or a person 1 or 2. Now this time around, I want to consider, there are so many things I have now put into consideration why I'm not going to. So that sounds good. That makes, you see, that makes you to feel that we are crawling, but we now starting to stand up.
I will consider the fact that you said we are crawling.
Yeah. So,
but with the,
are you not happy that that is?
No, we can. I think we can do a lot better.
Judging from the number of years,
apart from the number of years,
and the resources that are
available right now, in terms of the social media, the access to information, and television, you know, coming through your satellites and all whatnot. I think the people should be a lot more aware than they are right now, because you will agree with me that if they actually are aware of the power they hold as a people, right, in electing officials, they will not collect anything from any politician, especially when it comes to some stupid cheap things like Ankara, chicken, and 5,000 naira and things like that. You will spit in his face.
To sell.
For you to sell your votes, you will spit in his face.
And then suffer for
the next 4 years. You will spit in his face. Because, I mean, if we really are, or we've come of age, I see some of the rallies they hold back home. It's stupid. These were rallies people like Nnamdi Azikiwe were holding, you know, way before we got independent. Why are we still doing the same thing?
Yeah, you see, that's where the problem really lies. Because we have a situation where the people that are supposed to be forefront, that are in position of power, that are supposed to be educating, using that position where they are to cultivate, to upgrade people, to make them aware of their rights. Again, I've said it many times on program like this, that it is cheaper for the politicians
to keep in destitute,
to keep them, you know, to make sure that they do not progress, because it's cheaper for them to reuse them, to go back to them again and say, yeah, we offer you 2,000 last time.
The question then is this, Otunba. How long can we keep on doing that? I mean, I have said this time and time again. From the inception of the independence of our country, politicians have done the same thing over and over and over again, and they have gotten away with it over and over again. And in the process, they have lined their pockets.
Yeah.
Right? Shamelessly.
Yeah, I was talking,
and the people still fall for the same thing.
Yeah, but we just said it, that these people are not, they don't know what they're doing, because
why would you not know what you're doing? Your father did it, your grandfather did it, your forefathers did it, and nothing came out of it. And you have the opportunity now, and people have been telling you over and over, don't collect money from them, but you still collect it.
You see, that voice of don't collect money, Jerry, is only becoming louder in the last 4 or 5 years.
But they will tell you they are poor.
Yeah, well, again, because the people kept, I mean, the system kept them poor. In order, and like I said, in order for them to reuse them, to go back to them and say, we're good. I have heard, and I've said it again, I've heard from a very close associate, very close to one of the political parties, we don't want to start mentioning, that they said, this time around, they're not going to spend naira.
Yeah, you said something like that.
Yeah, I know. And this person is insider. He said they're not going to spend.
When did the dollar become Nigerian currency?
But even the naira that's given as a bribe. I also watched a program on TVC not long ago when one former governor of the state openly admitted that, oh yes, during the time of his election, he has to camp many people and then pay for the accommodation and everything. And the presenter was asking him, "Oh, you sure you give them some?" I said, "Of course, when they are going, I give them some gratis." You know. So is it again? But we don't. You and I cannot afford to break our head. The only thing you and I should be doing is to keep telling the ordinary electorate, an average Nigerian, not to fall for that kind of silly thing. Okay. To make sure that they
go out and exercise their constitutional
yes,
rights.
We give them the right, and they should be registered. Now let's move to. For me, the next thing I want to talk is maybe not necessarily connected to Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's about these immigrants in France.
Okay.
From Mali,
the Malian boy?
Mahmoud Grasma or something like that, who braved, who is his bravery. In fact, the president of France cannot even, he find it difficult to compare. And for me, it's also a case of there's good, there's bad, and there's also ugly. The hallmark of every time there's a problem of attacking the ordinary people or breaking the law openly, being involved in terrorism, and so it has always been most of the time it has always been immigrants and so on and so forth. Yeah. So and I'm so happy that here we have someone, a young man who braved all the odds and was climbing. In fact, Spider-Man is not. He cannot even do better.
He put Spider-Man to shame.
Yes, and the president was like, "Is it supposed to?" He can't.
You see, the black man.
And the response from the country, from the people, from the president, immediate recognition
of his
feat,
yeah,
or what he did, and all what they offer him, and I think I also highly appreciate that.
Because this is just, it goes to show you that the black man is a special being, right? There's something really, really special about us that we, as a race, have not tapped into. We have not looked into ourselves because we have allowed our greed, right, to superimpose itself. If not, who is the person? First, you are an immigrant, an illegal one at that. And then you see a little boy hanging on the 4th story. And the first thing that came to your mind is that I don't want to see this boy die in front of me. That's so African.
To be honest with you, I have watched that video clip many times, and I still like.
It's so African. Question I ask myself: will I be able to do it? I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm even told now there's some other country that say, look, if you don't send it to us, and I think that's
France gave him automatic citizenship.
Yes, and there are many opportunities that in front of him now. So he can only pick and choose. The fire brigade people are saying, look, you know what?
They want him as an
you already. So let's take another current affair matter in Nigeria. This is a little bit old, but it's still relevant. Relevant in the sense that here you go. In the olden days, the parliamentarians, the legislators in Nigeria, they are used to, if you want any law to be passed, if you want anything to be done, you must come with Ghana must go.
Yes.
And it was reported, it's on the system all over the world that at one time, it was 17-point-something billion naira was change hand.
Yeah, change hand. I remember. I think was that not during the Jonathan administration?
And then guess who even she more or less not involved in it, but she knows about it because that kind of amount of money cannot leave the treasury
that kind of money without somebody knowing about it.
The former minister of the finance minister was privy, and it was also said she mentioned it in her book. We're talking of Koje Wela. I think on page, because I was trying to flip through her book. I think on page 80 of her book, it says fighting corruption is a dangerous thing. That's the title of the book. And
you see, where I take stock with this woman is the fact that what did you do about it at that point in time? I mean, if we were in this kind of society where we are, she would scream and resign straight away.
She was eventually...
Yeah, but then at that point in time, You are aware of it. What did you do? You're not coming to tell us about it.
Yeah, but some of our...
What difference does that make right now? Because the money has been shared among these people.
Yeah, I can tell you also that the way things are going, some of these stolen patrimony of Nigeria, you understand me?
Yes.
Can still be recovered in different ways. You know, but we just need to get there to a point where our people will be well informed. Because when you look at the situation that a rep of a constituency shows to pay a big amount of money to buy vehicle on bad roads of Nigeria.
Yeah.
An area that does not...
Are you talking about what is trending right now?
Trending, where
the moron who dressed himself in a 1.2 million naira Gucci suit.
Yeah, and you know, choose to give. And the larger question here is this: what could have been 100 million could have been used to create jobs?
Yes.
Opportunities.
Yes.
In fact, could have been used to strengthen security and some other thing in that area, or even invest in schools. Because when you look at, I know Sulere very well.
Yes.
If you see some of the schools, most of them are, the buildings are dilapidated. The children are struggling to get to school.
Yes.
And in fact, some of the teachers are not well paid. So probably someone like Bill Gates would have said, let me put that 100 million into a local investment. And
who exactly are we talking about?
Again, so it's anybody. It is. I think it's the majority leader in the House of Rep.
What's his name?
Well, I would name my.
It's open news, but
yeah.
Yeah, we gave his wife Yemisi G-Wagon,
who turned
about 100,000, who turned 50.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
but you see, I must say this, and I can share this also with the public.
Yeah.
I had a couple of calls from his constituency. They're saying now, if they were not worth it, the time might not be. It might be too late to start the process of recalling him to come and explain. But they are willing. There are more people that campaigning for go register your vote and decide whether it's still the same person you want to send back or not. So
okay.
I hope the people. Like John Comey said in America, when somebody asks him, say, do you think it is better to start impeachment process of the president? And he said, no, don't impeach him. Just let the people vote him out. You understand me?
Yeah, but for me, that's a cop-out. There are times when people need to be held accountable for their actions.
But when you know the process of a recall,
I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. There's a due process of the law, right? If somebody infringes or does something wrong, let's hold him accountable. Well, how will you buy a suit of 1.2 million in a country where you cannot afford to pay your average worker 18,000 per annum, and then you buy a G-Wagon for your wife totaling 100 million? Where did you get the money from?
Well,
how do you explain that to people? You see, this is where I get angry with our so-called journalists in Nigeria. Is any media house or newspaper or so-called investigative journalist gone to interview his driver, his housemaid, the security man at the gate?
Yeah.
Are they being paid regularly? Because I can bet you this my filler, right? That he doesn't even pay them. I'm not sure he pays them up to 20,000 a month.
I don't know that, but like I said, for me, what is important here, Jerry, is that we have a situation where people are now waking up from their slumber. They're saying, you know what, we're going to take a decision, because come 2019, there will be heads
that will roll. I hope so.
And
I honestly hope so.
We will make sure that those rep that make themselves thank God that they are making them say that they are not accountable. They are not, you know, to them. They will have to deal with. And I'm happy to hear that. And that's why most of them are now being asked, you know, but then you can only use only one weapon. that weapon. Do you know that weapon? Do you know how to do
rule
that?
of law.
You not only rule of law. You need to go and register now.
Oh, you mean
Yeah,
in terms of the people who
yeah,
are going to vote? These people are, but
And
then we all know in Nigeria that, and we keep saying this every time, and I don't know how we are going to address it. There is no election in Nigeria. It's always a selection.
Some people say it's selection.
Selection.
But somehow,
Because I have heard stories, numerous stories, of people who are due that particular position, who have been supported, who are popular amongst the people, only for the party stalwarts to call the person behind and say, look, you have to withdraw. And they put some moron there that, you know, has gone to see them, taking money from them. Maybe they've, like Yoruba would say, Wantimule. They have gone to do some rituals and they've sworn allegiance to one thing or the other. It's an open secret in Nigeria. How do we fix that?
Well, this is also part of what we are trying to do on this program. Explore, find a way of how do we bring some remedies, certain things that will need to be done in order to get a better result. You used the word moron a couple of times, but you see, from experience, in fact, sometimes it shows that the number one qualification you need is to be a moron first, you know. So because
that's the way it goes.
Even those who we believe that are educated, there's no impact. You cannot see the impact, you know, because you see some of the professors in House of Senate, House of Rep, that for years on end they never stand up to talk or say anything. As far as that's concerned, the best job they can get is, you know. And so yes, if you say morons, you know, I think you need to be a member of this, you know,
this club.
Yeah,
because I see no reason how somebody will go and buy that kind of a car as a gift. I see no reason why a sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will buy a Ferrari and the car cannot even drive out of his own gate. Then they have to go and use plank so that the car's the bottom of the car does not scrape the concrete that is and he's driving on the street that is completely full of potholes, dilapidated, untarred, right? You got to be,
and his immediate neighbors or the people of his constituency,
some of them can't even feed their children.
Cannot, that's,
and
but what does that say to you? What kind of human being?
You've got to be a moron to do that.
Okay, that's another way of using moron. Yeah, okay, right. But isn't that also a case of people that have no heart? They have no heart. They have no good heart. They just don't really care.
You see,
you know, because if somebody say to me, "Oh, if you earn about 40 million a month," and you say to me you are paying your driver 150,000 naira, trying to say you are better off than than 18,000 minimum wage, you know. So I see. I'm not still going to jump up and say, "Well done," because
definitely not.
It's still a chicken change
compared to what you are earning. Yes, I do agree. And there is one thing that's been nagging my mind, and I think it's about time we talk about it. What is going to happen in the few months up to the election in 2019? Taking into consideration the politics of bitterness that we operate and practice in our country. What is the government putting in place to secure the lives and properties of Nigerians in the run-up to the election? Because with 68 political parties and all the thugs affiliated and attached to these parties, there's going to be chaos, there's going to be anarchy.
Well, I won't go so far first. I'm still believing that, you see, for me, we can prevent that. And I'll tell you how to prevent that. You see, we can prevent this by pumping out more and more information to engender, to help the public, the grassroots, to vote for a party or a person that they believe is better than what they had before. And I'll tell you what, should we have a situation where overwhelmingly a political party is seen to have been defeated? It's going to be very difficult for any political party of any region, of any state.
Yeah, but I'm saying I understand prior to that.
Yeah. No. Well,
prior
as
to
it is now,
casting your votes.
Yeah.
The months to that, right? The campaigning months.
Yeah. Well,
the going from one part of the country to the other, the Agberus, the Omotas, and the thugs.
Yeah, but you talk about these talks also. I want to touch on these talks when I finish what I'm trying to say. You see, I want us to look at more positively that there's a possibility that if we are able to get more of our people well informed, educated, prepared to take decision, to know that this is a decision of another 4 years, that they need to get it right. If they feel they're happy with what they have now, with political ABCD or whatever, they should take a decision that will enhance their life. You understand me?
Yeah.
But if they think they need to change, whatever, it's really up to them. But I won't say it is not possible to do that, because it only depends on us how much we put into educating them. Because here we have a large number of people who do not know, they don't know what they are doing. So, but coming back to this talk business you are talking about, I don't know whether you are aware that it is not possible, and I want to be challenged. I'm saying this before the whole world. It is not possible. You cannot do business. You cannot run for any elective or whatever post, or you cannot without your starting point. The starting point is to acquire or to have a large number of collections of stocks. I don't know. I've been through that. I know exactly.
Which is exactly what we don't want to happen.
Yeah, but you see,
for us to forestall that,
is the education of the people.
Apart from the education of the people, you have to put a mechanism in place to, you see, I want the president of my country to be visionary in terms of what is going to happen. Mr. President, it is your duty, right, to protect the lives and property of Nigerians. The territorial integrity of Nigeria is right in the palm of your hand. Mr. President, what are you going to put in place? For me, I see anarchy.
Yeah.
Right? We have had over months of container load of arms and ammunition being imported into Nigeria. And this was not importation that was done by the Ministry of Defense or any armed.
These are private enterprises.
What are private people doing importing arms and ammunition into Nigeria? We are looking at state-of-the-art guns, right? Machine guns, small machine guns.
Some are locally intercepted, and
some were intercepted in Lagos port, some were intercepted in Port Harcourt and Calabar. But what about the ones that are already in the country?
In the tenure, yeah, I know.
My country is awash with illegal guns.
Yes, no doubt about that. Because when you look at some of the catches, some of the when the police in Lagos State, in Rivers, in some other states, the hoodlums that are arrested, that are caught
under the guise of Fulani herdsmen.
And when you look at the amount of weapons that
look
are
at their firepower.
You know. Now, there's another thing I want to say about you calling on the president of our country, that he could do better, he could do more. But the truth of the matter is this: none of you see here, there's no single organ of governance that is in isolation. That is, even 10 Downing Street is connected to all
everything.
organs.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
but we don't have that.
White House in America is connected to everywhere.
But we don't have that in our country.
That's what I'm saying. These are the things I expect you to factor in.
No. I think before we factor in, right, you cannot have chaos, right, and civility.
Yeah, but
it is when you put in place, right, the mechanism to make sure that you don't end up in chaos and anarchy. That is when you are beginning to have the opportunity to start putting in place the rule of law and order. Now, for me, what I would have expected my president to do, at least 6 months prior, to the elections.
Yes, what should he do?
He has the constitutional power to declare a state of emergency, which enables him. Wait, hang on, hear me out.
Okay.
This enables him, right, to put the armed forces of Nigeria and the police to work by sending them out with the mandate: do not abuse my people, do not beat up my people, but be in a position where if anything or any armed group rears its ugly head, you tackle it without fear or favor. We have the Nigerian Army. What are they doing? We have the Nigerian Air Force. We have the Nigeria Police. We have the Nigerian Navy.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the precedents, it's been said. In 2004 and 2006, OBJ invoked these powers, right? And that led to him removing some constitutionally elected governors. I'm pretty sure there have been amendments that takes away that power from him to take off. Jonathan did it in 2012 when he declared a state of emergency in 3 states of the Federation. I think it was Yobe, Adamawa, and I think Bauchi or something like that, when the Boko Haram insurgency was taking hold and people were dying. Now, we are not saying that the president should invoke that state of emergency for people to, for armed forces to be abusing or firing guns at our people. But we want to put in place. So, look, listen. We can sit down here behind the camera and talk glibly about these things, but we are talking of Nigerian lives, right? People will die.
Yeah, people are dying already. Anyway,
people are dying already,
yes,
right? But when it gets to that point where 68 political parties, okay, let's say 68 political parties, 30 of them are playing by the rule. What about the other 30 that are not playing by the rule?
With the number of political parties and with your line of argument, the only difference I have here is in a kind of democratic setting, might not be, in fact, not 5% perfect. So the problem the president is going to face, I'm not speaking for the president, is that he cannot just wake up tomorrow, Wednesday, and declare a state of emergency.
So until Nigerians started dying in their millions before you do something about it?
Jerry, just hear me out. What I'm saying to you is, it might be not, you cannot conceive that. That is, you know, you cannot, I cannot imagine that the president will just wake up and say, well, you know what, I want, because the thing is, you're looking at other parts, the other organs
of government
that are not well coordinated. And I repeat it, if organs of governance like police, like the army, the navy, the Air Force and all that, you see, or even some other institution like DSS, what does it take to gather information? DSS is supposed to, is designed to gather information to preempt, to make sure that this kind of thing.
We live in a society where these things don't work.
And that is the problem, and that is why I think it's even going to be more worse for the president to just to wake up and say, I want to declare what. In fact, the area where
I would rather he uses a hammer to kill a fly and prevent.
Yeah, I really love to see that we do not get to that, because to be very honest with you,
nobody wants to get to that. But you and I know realistically, in your heart of heart, you know that months running up to the election, with all the campaigning and electioneering going on, you know something stupid is going to happen. And the people who are carrying these guns that are already in the country are pointing the guns at their political opponents who don't have even a broom to throw back at them. And bullets don't discriminate. Because when I hold a gun that is discharging about, God knows, about 99 bullets per minute, and I just spray it, it does not discriminate against a man, a woman, a child, a Hausa, TV, Igbo, or Yoruba.
And in fairness, I mean, to buttress what you're saying, many people that have died so far, some of them are victims of stray bullets and other kind of things. Because I've seen, to my biggest amazement, that I've seen policemen, about 6, 8 of them, with gun in their hand, struggling with maybe one of these roadside whatever, and they are fighting because of the sharing of what they take or collect, and you see them fighting with gun in their hand. How?
Which brings me to what you said about arms of government working together.
But there's no, we don't have that kind of. There's no harmony. There's no harmony. Proper.
How long have you stayed in this country? Have you ever seen a soldier beat up a policeman?
I'm yet to see one after 48 years because I was.
Because it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I know.
It will never happen. Yeah. Or have you ever? Because the policeman will actually come out and arrest a soldier, because the soldier, right, has no business being in town doing something stupid. The policeman is the one who is charged, right, with the duty of maintaining law and order.
Yes.
But it does not happen in my country, in Nigeria.
No, but because
then, like you were saying, you see, the policemen too have to start, this process of respecting themselves, respecting the uniform. You see, the moment you put that cap on your head with that Nigerian emblem, you are not just a Chukuma. You are not just Salifu anymore. You have become Nigeria. But they don't know because they don't educate them.
Yeah, that's the one we should be dealing with. That we should be talking about.
Yeah, but we will deal with that.
Yeah.
But we'll also deal with the people who are the helm of affair, who will start doing these things and putting these things in place so that it filters down. If I have my way, right? Nobody should be recruited into the Nigerian army if you don't have a degree.
Yeah, but even at that, you see, I want to quickly disagree. Even at that, with degree in your hand, we see most of the officers, most of the major generals, CP, and all these high-level positions in the armed forces.
Oh, let me just say, not just a degree. Let me just say HND, right? Listen, this is, you will agree with me that if you went to school and you come out of secondary school, your mindset is completely different from somebody who's gone to university for just 1 year or two.
But not in Nigeria.
No, but it does work in Nigeria. Even in Nigeria, it does work.
Jerry, when you go to a place where out of 100 people, about 85 are that misbehaving, they are dysfunctional, it's going to be very difficult for you, the remaining 20, to be functional. Because you see, you are in the midst of dysfunctional structure.
Okay.
So let's be real here. Most of the officers on the beat here, some of them hardly finished their secondary school education, but because of the follow-up induction, education, and many other things, and the training and the skill that were given to them, they're able to function normally. But you see, like I said to you, you don't have a system that one of the part of the components can work on its own.
Yes, I agree with you.
You don't have a situation where sometimes the police are struggling to even struggle to have a proper shoe. Some of them
which is sad.
This are the thing, and you want to. You don't want to see. You don't want to cause a police in this country and look down on him.
A policeman?
Yeah.
In this country? Are you kidding me?
And I remember I have a guest who said to me he used to work with the police, and he said there are 40 different layers of policing in this country.
Yeah.
And it's not centralized in such a way that
gives this person a particular power.
There's no Ekiti will be begging for police in Abuja to please come and rescue us. You understand me? You don't have that kind of thing here. The major cities of UK or the major cities in America, they have the. You understand me? So we know this, but you see, it can all be traced back to we do certain things just to keep the people in power, to keep them in power.
Now, are you saying that the societal and tradition of our country is impacting on these things?
Of course, indirectly. Yeah, that's what you get.
That's scary, isn't it?
It is. Of course, it is scary. It is scary. And that's why I said to you, if you are one major with conscience, if you are one person with conscience and you are dumped or you are thrown into amidst 20 20 other people who have no conscience.
You can't function.
You can't. Of course.
Or you will
cannot.
try and function.
You can.
But
You cannot.
they will slap you down.
Exactly. You cannot, and that is the issue. And now let's quickly move on to some other area.
Okay.
Like I said, I have a phone call from two people who said to me he has already instructed a couple of people in majority leader House of Rep constituency that they will have to reconsider their voting. Come general election, especially when to re-elect him, they will have to consider a lot of things. I said that again is because I can see that most of them are now showing the sign of being upset. They are very, very upset.
What are they upset about?
They are upset that how can you put so much money away, money that are meant for
the
that
people?
Could have been used for the people. Now, PVC. For me, PVC is a brilliant idea to debate, to deselect. You understand me? It's a weapon. If more people in Nigeria were to register and vote and stand by their vote, we probably 2019 around the same time, around this time, we'll be talking something different. And I also am aware of one thing, that the representatives, be it at different level, that have chosen to neglect their responsibilities because they know that these people cannot do anything. The best way forward is for them to go and decide, come the election date 2019, say to them that say, you know what, we have enough. Now, I quickly want to go to another area, political parties in Nigeria.
Yes.
You said, as of the last count, how many do you?
68 registered ones.
68.
And there's a possibility that a few more will be registered before. It's not been closed. The registration of political parties, I'm not sure.
I think it's closed now. It's
Is
just
it closed?
Yeah, because some of these small
mushroom parties.
Yeah, they eventually will merge.
You reckon they will merge?
They will merge.
Let's say
long time ago. Sorry, there were about 38, because it used to be about 100 and something. So 38 matched together, even though we are told that that 38 political parties belong to one of the presidential aspirants, But we don't want to. We have no way of confirming that.
Yes.
So now the people behind the aspirants, I mean those who want to run for presidency, there are many of them, especially the youth one. What's your advice to them? What do you think they should be doing?
Well,
especially there are many of them. We don't want to start
the young ones.
Yes.
You see, it still goes back to this mental poverty we have in Nigeria.
What do you mean by that?
Mental poverty in the sense that you're a young man, I'm a young man, right? We're talking of ideological politics here. It goes without saying that we probably will agree on certain issues and disagree. It's just like, you know what Theresa May did with the party in Wales to get a bit, to get her government
the UDP,
going.
yeah.
Now, when these young men bring themselves together and they can sit down and work out something and merge, and when they merge, they become very powerful. They might not win this election, but they will have shaken the tree, and people will have become aware of them, right? And in the next 4 years, will act as the mouthpiece of the people, a kind of vanguard, a kind of opposition spearhead, right? But will they come together? Will they sit down as young men, forward-thinking Nigerians who want the best for Nigeria and say, look, listen, Otunba, in this direction, I think we can go like this. This is where you want to go. I want to go to this place. You have that. You have that. Okay, now let's come together. Now, by the time they come together, they now say, look, listen, all of us cannot be president. right? So who is the person who has more vision and somebody that we can support, right, to actualize the vision of the various other parties? It's like they put together a manifesto. They throw their hearts in the bucket and shake it and let something cogent, something beautiful, something powerful, something potent come out of it.
Yeah.
And then you take that to the electorate and make the electorate say that, look, listen, he's Calabar, he's Efik, he's TV, that's a Fulani man, that's a Hausa man, that's Yoruba, Egbalele. And then we all come together as Nigerians. And this party encompasses Nigerians. Now, the dream of this party, the hopes and aspiration of this party is to do da for the people. And we have come from various, political backgrounds, social, traditional, and ethnic backgrounds
Jerry,
to form these so that we can represent you and make sure that your voice is heard.
Jerry, I love your analysis. I love what you are saying. But the truth still remains that the certain thing that is like it is intrinsic. It's like it's inherent in us. Everybody just wants to be a leader.
So that becomes the moronic school.
Yeah, well, if you want to use that, because you just want to be a leader. Because you just said how wonderful it will have been.
Yes.
How beautiful it will have been. When you look at the forces out there, and I'll tell you something. When you look at the statistics of about 60% Nigerians are youth, are under their 30 or and above. You understand me? You can imagine if they can be able to bring the forces together. But as you can see, each and every one of these
want to be a leader
contenders, just want to be a leader. And because they did not want to agree, you understand me? So, and that is where it becomes an advantage for the
older generation,
for either for the incumbent
or the bigger
parties and say, well, they're not going to agree. They don't even worry. You understand me?
So,
and what they're going to useless the opportunity they have, because what you're going to find out the votes they're supposed to be counted together.
Yeah, it's not scattered.
It's scattered
and shared,
and there won't be any third force. So if some people are saying they're probably not going to be a third force, then you can understand where they're coming from.
What I don't like, and I am really surprised though, that INEC did not put a ceiling on the number of political parties we have in Nigeria. There should have been an instrument that put a ceiling on it, and when you go and say, sorry, bro, there are other people there, this is the ceiling. Because I know Nigeria is a big country. I know we have a huge population, right? But 68 political parties?
Yeah, actually, there are more than 68.
Let's say, okay, there are more than 68.
There are more than 68.
There's been an amendment by the Senate that allows independent candidates to run. Those ones too want to throw them.
Yeah, the problem with the number of political parties that we have as we speak is the hands of INEC. The hands are tied.
No.
And I'm going to
who made the rules? No. Somebody wrote the rules.
No, you see,
somebody put it in place that you can vote.
I know.
You can register.
You want to, the answer to that is the Constitution of Nigeria.
Amend it.
Which, of course, amend it. Nigeria will not do things that will not enhance their personnel. Yeah. It has to be something that will benefit them personally.
He has to.
So
the box
if the Constitution has said, you know what, maximum, democracy, fantastic, but not everything in democracy is democratic. You know, if we say no matter when you get to 5 political parties, the rule is clear. If you want to contest, if you want to do something, find a way to join one of these political parties.
Make it 10.
But yeah, even 10.
No. Let's because like we are a unique people.
Yeah.
We do things in our own way. We break.
But if you make it 10, you might as well make 20.
No. Make it 10.
Yeah, you might.
I can understand 10.
Why don't you want to make it 20?
No, listen. In this country, it's a small country. And they have
don't forget there are also many political parties here.
Yes,
Jerry.
I know.
Many.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So why?
It's a small country. What is the population of the United Kingdom?
70, 69 point
And we are about 180.
Counted on.
And still counting. Because there is a school of thought that says that come, is it 2050, Nigeria will have gone to 200 million people plus.
Even though our statistics is very warped, our
warped,
counting is not the best.
It's nothing to write home about.
So for me, these political parties, they might end up injure themselves. They might end up not
they're shooting themselves in the foot.
They might end up not achieving their
desired goals,
their ultimate. Now, finally, because of time, moral convention. I believe my take on that is very simple, because if there's a moral convention, moral belief that what I'm about to do now
is wrong.
Is wrong. If I'm sorry, going back to the 100 million G-Wagon, and if I choose that, because Bill Gates will have not done that.
I'm
just giving an example. People
but talk of a politician in this country.
But an average politician who probably would not give so much out to a personal gift to a wife and whatever.
Otunba, they're doing worse things.
But
they're not publicizing it.
But first, the ordinary people is already well taken.
They're not publicizing it.
But the ordinary people have been well taken care of at a normal level.
Yeah.
Now, finally, let's talk about. Do you think there's any opposition that's formidable that you think
to knock out the incumbent?
The incumbent, as we speak.
I'm yet to see. I cannot see anybody right
and especially now, with these fractions,
It's too much. I can't see anybody now that has the credibility, a heavyweight that will shift the incumbent president right now. Because, like it or not, right? Regardless of what people are saying, the guy is doing a lot for Nigeria. There are projects that have been voted and budgeted for over the past 20 years that have been abandoned, and the money has been paid to their various wives and concubines, friends, and all whatnot. And this guy has taken it upon himself to now start some of this project. Look, listen, between 1999 and 2014, Nigeria was producing oil at 2.1 million barrels per day, selling at an average of about $100 to $178 per barrel. So now this is the way you look at this amount of money that was not put to good use for my country, right? 2.1 times, let's just take a figure, times $100. Right? Times 365 days, right? In a year, times almost 50.
The number of barrels a day. You have not done that. It's a huge, frightening amount of money. But we have chosen not to.
That money has not been put. Was it you that sent me a clip about transport? Was it somewhere in Japan?
Oh yes, I did.
The monorails are not even on the rail; they are under.
Yes,
the speed trains and everything.
Yeah, but these people here you have a country that their primary objectives and preoccupation is to serve the people. And you also said in one of our programs here that instead of you sending $500 million to a foreign country.
It was Tony Wisi that said that.
Yes,
one of our,
exactly. You will rather use that money for University of Ilorin.
No, it was Tope.
Yes, you will use that money. You will use that money to get University of Ilorin to develop our own cars, our own motorbike, our own this, our own that. But we rather choose.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, please go on.
I'm sorry to interrupt you here. What car are we developing actually? When we had Leyland in Ibadan, we killed it. We had Volkswagen that was turning out at is it Ojo?
Lagos State, yeah.
Yeah, we killed it. We have Peugeot.
SOA Kaduna.
We killed it. SCOA. We killed it. Right?
Do you know why all these projects died? because they are not our projects.
Yeah, but
because these are projects.
but
you see,
they are
you will not going to
projects.
go home tonight.
The blueprint is there, right? If you look at cars being manufactured all over the world today, the templates is not more than 5.
Yeah,
it's not more than 5.
But the argument here is this: if you're not going to go home tonight and put fire under your, inside your house, you're not going to do that.
Yes, so that's exactly what we done.
Unless otherwise there's something that is not right somewhere. Now, what I'm even trying to say, a house you build yourself or a house you buy, you know, if we were the people that start this kind of projects, we probably will not go to kill it. But you see, what is one common thing that we have not discussed that maybe for another day is our conscience. What kind of people are we? I'm so particular about it.
Like one of the lady,
what kind of people that cannot think?
A lady that commented on one of the programs we did, was it Adebimpe Kundayo?
Yes.
Which says that the people are mad, the leaders are mad.
Well,
which reminds me, I'm looking out to inviting her to come onto this program.
Okay.
Because from what she is said, and I think she probably will be the first female contributor we have on this. So I'll reach out to her and see if I can bring her on to come and talk to the people, because she kicked out a lot of sense. I want to see her sit down here. I want to see her tell us how we can go forward, because Nigeria have 180 million people, and the population is like 1 man to 6 women. We have a very formidable, powerful, feminine.
Yes, we're looking forward to inviting more and more people. And for those of our viewers who believe they know what it is, get in touch with us, Heritage TV UK. We're going to scroll the address, the contact details, and also for this program we just about to round up now. Please join us on Facebook. Please share, and the more people that see, again, as we've seen, we are not advertising, we are not speaking for anybody. We are trying our best to reach out to you, educate the ordinary people, just for them to know what they want. We want to make sure that they get it right. So come next election, they vote for the right party or they vote for the right people. So join us on Facebook, on Twitter, on WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, and all that. Twitter, Periscope, and many, and also, our app is now up and running. So again, like I said, I'm just appealing to all our viewers. This education is about educating, informing the ordinary people to know what they need to do. It's not against anybody. If we succeed in getting a large number of our people back home, for them to at least wake them up and say, you know what? You've done this before. Is it what you still want to do? If they shoot it, that is exactly what they want. So be it. But at least
we have been given the opportunity to look in.
Yes.
And pick something out.
Exactly.
That will
we will have done our best, So I want to thank our viewers again. Is the time we need to call it a day, and thank you very much for watching this program. Nigeria Decides 2019, and again we're in the process of inviting more aspirants. We are in the process. Don't worry, we're coming with 1 or 2 of them very soon. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye, Auf Wiedersehen.
nínú ògo, Oya nínú ògo. LOC.
God bless you.
LOC.
God bless you.
LOC.
God bless you.
My people out there, our mother in Christ, Reverend Mother Dr. Esther Abimbola Ajayi, is asking us to come and celebrate the Comforter. We are United States of America, 4041 Broadway, on Saturday, the 28th of July, 2018. Don't forget, 4041 Broadway, New York, United States of America. Come, let's celebrate the Comforter.